You've probably said this before. Yesterday, I go to the market, and I see my friend, and we talk. And in your head, it felt right, but something felt off too, right?
Oh my God, yes, that's literally me. I always feel like people understand me, but I know I'm not saying it correctly.
Exactly. And here's the surprising truth. It's not your vocabulary that's holding you back. It's 3 tiny words. Did, was, and were.
Wait, just 3 words? That's it?
Just 3. But these 3 words can completely change how natural, fluent, and confident your English sounds in real conversations.
That's kind of scary because I use them all the time and probably wrong.
And you're not alone. Most English learners think they understand these words, but when it comes to real conversations, speaking fast, telling stories, reacting naturally, that's where things fall apart.
Okay, now I'm curious. What's the biggest mistake people make?
Here's the twist. It's not about grammar rules. It's about how English actually works in real life.
Wait, what do you mean?
Let me ask you something. When you're telling a story about yesterday, do you stop and think about grammar rules, or do you just speak?
I just speak, or at least I try to.
Exactly, and that's why this lesson is different. Today, you're not just going to learn rules. You're going to feel how native speakers actually use did, was, and were in real conversations.
Okay, I like that, because honestly, grammar explanations confuse me sometimes.
Good. Then you're going to love this. And if you're watching right now, here's something important. Don't just listen passively. As we go, I want you to think, have I made this mistake before?
Oh, that's a good one. I already know the answer is yes.
And by the end of this episode, you'll not only understand these 3 words, you'll start using them naturally without overthinking.
That sounds like a dream.
But here's where it gets interesting. Most people think did is just for questions, and was and were are just past forms of is and are.
Yeah, that's what I learned in school.
And that's exactly why so many learners sound unnatural.
Wait, so that's wrong?
Not completely wrong, but dangerously incomplete.
Oh, wow. Okay, now I really want to know the full picture.
Good, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you a simple shift, just one mental change that will instantly improve your past tense speaking.
Just one?
Just one. But before we get there, quick question for you watching. Have you ever said something like, did you went there? Or I was go yesterday?
Ouch, that hurts, because yes, I've said both.
Perfect. Then you're exactly in the right place.
And if someone watching has never made those mistakes, they're probably lying.
Or they need this episode more than they think.
Okay, now I'm excited. What are we starting with first?
We're starting with the biggest misunderstanding of all. Why did changes everything in a sentence.
Wait, everything?
Everything. And once you see it, you can't unsee it.
All right, I'm ready.
And you should be too, because this is where most learners unknowingly break their English, and where you're about to fix it.
Let's go.
All right, let's break something right now. And I want you to really pay attention, because this is where most learners unknowingly make mistakes for years.
Okay, I'm focused.
Listen carefully. Did you went there?
Oof, yeah, that sounds wrong, but I've definitely said it before.
And here's the interesting part. You probably knew it was wrong, but in the moment, it just came out.
Exactly, it just happens automatically.
That's because your brain is trying to use 2 past tenses at the same time.
Wait, 2?
Yes, and here's the simple truth that will change everything for you. When you use did, the verb must go back to its base form.
So not went, but go?
Exactly. So instead of did you went there, you say did you go there?
Okay, that actually feels simple when you say it like that.
It is simple, but in real conversations, speed creates mistakes.
That's true. When I'm nervous, I just say whatever comes out.
And that's why we train patterns, not just rules.
Patterns, I like that.
Let's make this real. Imagine your friend asks you, did you finish your work?
I'd probably say, yes, I finished.
Perfect. Now here's the pattern. In questions with did, the verb is base form. But in answers without did, you use past tense.
Oh, so did you finish, but I finished.
Exactly. Now here's where it gets tricky.
Uh-oh.
Many learners say, yes, I did finished.
Oh no, I've said that.
Most people have, but here's the fix. You choose one past marker.
1, not 2.
Right. So you either say, yes, I finished, or yes, I did.
But not both together.
Exactly. Never stack them.
That actually makes so much sense. Why didn't anyone explain it like this before?
Because most lessons focus on rules, not real conversation mistakes.
Yeah, this feels way more practical.
Now let me ask you something, and I want everyone watching to think about this too. Have you ever said, I didn't went?
Oh wow, yes, that's embarrassing.
Don't worry, it's one of the most common mistakes in the world.
Okay, good. I feel slightly better.
But here's the correction. I didn't go.
because didn't already makes it past tense.
Exactly. So again, no double past.
I feel like this double past idea is the real problem.
That's the core issue. Once you eliminate that, your English becomes instantly cleaner.
Okay, quick question. What about this? Where did you went?
Great question, and same issue. It should be, where did you go?
So anytime I see did, I should think base verb.
Yes, that's your mental shortcut.
That's actually powerful.
And here's a quick challenge for you watching. Fix this sentence in your head. Did she eat dinner?
Okay, I know this now. Did she eat dinner?
Perfect. And if you got that right, comment below. Base form after did.
Oh, that's good. I'm definitely commenting that.
And if you didn't get it right, even better. That means you're learning.
I like that mindset.
Now let me ask you a small story to lock this in.
I love stories.
Yesterday, I asked a student, did you watch the movie? And he said, yes, I did watch it.
Ah, double past again.
Exactly. So I told him, imagine did is already carrying the past. The verb doesn't need to.
That's such a clear way to think about it.
And after just one correction, his sentences became instantly more natural.
That's actually encouraging. It means small changes can make a big difference.
Huge difference. Now here's where things get interesting.
Wait, this isn't the main part yet?
Not even close.
Wow.
Because did is just one piece of the puzzle. The real confusion starts when learners mix it with was and were.
Oh no, yeah, that's where I get really confused.
Good, then you're going to love this next part, because we're about to clear something up that most learners misunderstand completely.
Okay, I'm ready.
Let me ask you something. Which one sounds correct? I did tired or I was tired?
Definitely I was tired.
Right, but do you know why?
Not really. I just know it sounds right.
And that's exactly what we're going to fix next. Not just what sounds right, but why it works.
Okay, I'm curious now.
Good, because in the next part, you're going to discover the real difference between actions and states and how that changes everything in your sentences.
That sounds important.
It is. And once you understand this, you'll stop guessing and start speaking with confidence.
Let's go.
All right, now we're stepping into the part where most learners get completely stuck. The difference between did and was and were.
Yeah, this is where my brain starts to panic a little.
Good. That means you're about to learn something important. Let me ask you a simple question. If you say, I was tired, are you talking about an action or a condition?
A condition, like how I felt.
Exactly. That's the key word, state.
State. Okay,
Now compare that to, I worked yesterday. Is that a state or an action?
that's definitely an action.
Perfect. So here's the powerful idea. Did is used with actions. Was and were are used with states or conditions.
Wait, that actually makes things clearer already.
It should, because now you're not memorizing rules, you're understanding meaning.
Okay, but let me test this. I was go to the market. Wrong?
Exactly, because go is an action, not a state.
So it should be I went to the market.
Yes, or if you want to use did, you'd say, I did go to the market.
Wait, hold on. That sounds different.
Good catch. That's a special use of did.
Special?
Yes, when you say I did go, you're adding emphasis.
Like I really went?
Exactly. Maybe someone doesn't believe you.
Oh, like I did finish my homework. Perfect. That's emotional emphasis. Okay, I didn't know did could do that. Most learners don't, and that's why they miss natural expression. This is already changing how I think about sentences. Good. Now let's go deeper. I'm ready. Listen to these two sentences.
I was happy. I did smile.
First is a feeling, second is an action.
Exactly. So even though both are past, they serve different purposes.
Oh, so if I say I was studied, that's wrong because...
Because study is an action.
So I should say I studied.
Yes. Or in a question, did you study?
Oh, I'm starting to see the system now.
That's the moment we want.
But wait, what about this? I was watching TV.
Excellent question. Now we're getting into something more advanced.
I knew it wasn't going to stay simple.
Don't worry, I'll make it clear. I was watching TV is what we call a continuous action.
Continuous, meaning it was happening over time?
Exactly. So was here isn't describing a state. It's helping form a past continuous action.
Oh, wow. So was isn't always just a state?
Exactly. And this is where many learners get confused.
Yeah, I was just getting comfortable.
And now your brain is stretching, which is a good sign.
Okay, so how do I not get confused here?
Here's a simple trick. If you see verb plus ing, then was and were is helping form an action in progress.
So like, I was eating, they were playing, she was talking?
Exactly. Those are all ongoing actions in the past.
Okay, that actually helps a lot.
Now, let me challenge you and everyone watching. Which one is correct? Did you watching TV or were you watching TV?
Ooh, okay, since it's watching, it should be were you watching TV?
Perfect.
That feels like a win.
It is a win. And if you got that right too, comment I'm thinking in patterns now.
Yes, that's a good one.
Because that's the shift. from memorizing to understanding.
Okay, but can I ask something honestly?
Of course.
Sometimes I know the rule, but when I speak fast, I still make mistakes.
That's completely normal.
Really?
Yes, because speaking is not about knowledge, it's about automatic habits.
So how do I fix that?
Repetition with awareness.
That sounds simple, but also hard.
It's simple, but it requires consistency.
Okay, give me something practical.
All right, here's a quick exercise you can do right now. Say this out loud. Did you go? I went. I was going.
Okay, yeah, I can feel the difference.
Exactly. You're training your brain to separate structures.
That actually feels useful.
And here's something important for you watching. Don't just listen to us. Pause the video and say these sentences yourself.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Because passive learning won't change your speaking.
Active practice well.
Exactly.
Okay, I feel like I'm finally understanding this, but I also feel like there's more.
There is. And this next part is where things get really interesting.
You keep saying that, and it keeps being true.
Because now we're going to talk about real conversation mistakes, the kind that happen when you're nervous, excited, or speaking quickly.
Oh no, that's me all the time.
Perfect. Then the next part is exactly what you need.
What are we focusing on?
The most common real-life conversation errors with did, was, and were, and how to fix them instantly.
Okay, I need that.
And trust me, once you see these patterns, you'll start catching your own mistakes in real time.
That would be amazing.
It will, but only if you stay with us.
I'm definitely staying.
Good. Let's go deeper. All right, now we're stepping into something very real. The mistakes that happen when you're actually speaking, not when you're thinking slowly.
Yeah, because honestly, when I'm talking to someone, I don't have time to think about rules.
Exactly. And that's where your habits take over.
Which is scary because my habits are not always correct.
And that's completely normal. So let's fix the most common real-life mistakes, the ones that make your English sound slightly off, even if people understand you.
Okay, I'm ready for this.
Imagine this situation. Someone asks you, "What did you do yesterday?"
I would say, yesterday I was go to market.
And right there, that's a perfect example.
I knew it.
Let's break it down. You used was, but the verb go is an action.
So I mixed state and action again.
Exactly. So the correct sentence is, I went to the market yesterday.
Or I could say I was going to the market, right?
Good question. Yes, but the meaning changes.
How?
I went to the market equals a completed action. I was going to the market is an action in progress. Maybe something interrupted you.
Oh, like I was going to the market when it started raining.
Perfect. That's natural English.
Okay, that difference is actually really useful.
Now, here's another real-life mistake. Someone asks, "Did you enjoy the party?"
I might say, yes, I was enjoy it.
And that's a very common error.
Yeah, it sounds wrong now that I hear it.
Because enjoy is an action. So you say, "Yes, I enjoyed it," or "Yes, I did enjoy it."
Ah, emphasis again.
Exactly. Now, let me ask you something. Which one feels stronger? I enjoyed it or I did enjoy it?
I did enjoy it feels more emotional, like I really mean it.
Exactly. That's how native speakers add feeling.
That's actually really cool.
Now, here's another situation, and I want everyone watching to really think about this one.
Okay.
You're talking about your childhood. You say, "When I was a kid, I did play outside every day."
That sounds slightly off.
Good instinct. It's not wrong, but it's unnatural.
So what's better?
When I was a kid, I played outside every day.
So we don't need did there.
Exactly, because it's a general past habit, not emphasis.
Oh, so did is only when we want to stress something.
Yes, that's a key insight.
Okay, this is starting to feel more natural now.
Good. Now let's flip it.
Uh-oh.
Someone asks you, "Where were you yesterday at 8 p.m.?"
I'd say I did watch TV.
And again, that's mixing patterns.
Right, because the question used were.
Exactly. So the natural answer is, I was watching TV.
Because it matches the structure.
Yes, conversations in English often mirror each other.
That's interesting. I never noticed that.
Most learners don't, but once you see it, it helps a lot.
Yeah, it gives me a clue for how to answer.
Exactly. Now, here's a quick challenge, and I want you watching to answer this too. Which one is correct? Did you tired yesterday, or were you tired yesterday?
Okay, tired is a state, so it should be were you tired yesterday?
Perfect.
I feel like I'm finally thinking instead of guessing.
That's the goal.
Okay, but what about this? I did tired yesterday. Completely wrong?
Completely wrong.
Good, just checking.
And here's something important. These small mistakes don't stop communication, but they do affect how natural you sound.
Yeah, I felt that. People understand me, but I don't sound fluent.
Exactly. And fluency is about smooth, natural patterns.
Not just correct words.
Right.
Okay, can we do more examples? I feel like that helps me a lot.
Perfect timing, because the next part is all about real stories and examples that will lock this into your brain.
Yes, that's what I need.
We're going to walk through everyday situations, conversations you've probably had before, and fix them in real time.
That sounds super helpful.
And here's a challenge for you watching. As we go through the next part, try to predict the correct sentence before we say it.
Oh, I like that. It makes it interactive.
Exactly, because the more you engage, the faster you improve.
Okay, I'm excited for this part.
Good, because this is where everything starts to click.
Let's go.
All right, now let's bring this into real life, because understanding is good, but using it naturally in conversation, that's where the real transformation happens.
Yes, this is the part I've been waiting for.
Perfect. So imagine this. You meet a friend after a long time and they ask you, "Hey, what did you do last weekend?"
Okay, I'd probably say I was go to my cousin's house.
And right there, pause.
Yeah, I heard it too.
So let's fix it together. What's the correct version?
I went to my cousin's house.
Exactly. Clean, natural, no confusion.
That already sounds more fluent.
Now let's expand it. Add more detail.
I went to my cousin's house and we was watching a movie.
Good attempt, but one small fix.
Oh, we were watching a movie.
Perfect. And notice something important here. Went is a completed action. Were watching is an action in progress.
Oh, so I can mix them depending on the meeting.
Exactly. That's how real conversations work.
Okay, this is starting to feel real now.
Good. Now let's go deeper into a slightly more emotional situation.
Okay.
Someone asks you, "Why didn't you come to the party?"
Oh, I'd say I didn't came because I was tired.
Classic mistake.
Yeah, I knew it as soon as I said it.
So what's the correction?
I didn't come because I was tired.
Perfect. And notice, didn't plus base verb come. Was tired, state.
That combination actually feels really logical now.
Exactly. Now let's make it more natural.
Okay.
I didn't come because I was really tired after work.
Oh yeah, that sounds like something I would actually say.
That's the goal. Real English, not textbook English.
I like that.
Now let's switch situations.
Okay.
You're telling a story. Yesterday, I was walking in the street when I see my friend.
Oh, I've said that before.
Most people have. So what's the fix?
Yesterday, I was walking in the street when I saw my friend.
Perfect. Now listen carefully. This pattern is very powerful.
I can feel that.
I was walking, ongoing action. I saw, sudden action.
Oh, so one is background, one is the main event.
Exactly. That's storytelling in English.
That's actually really cool.
And here's something important for you watching. Have you ever told a story like this and felt like it didn't sound smooth?
Yeah, all the time.
This pattern is the fix.
That's super helpful.
Now let's level it up.
Already?
Just a little. Imagine this conversation. Were you studying last night?
I'd say, yes, I did study.
That's correct, but slightly unnatural.
Really? Why?
Because the question used were studying.
Oh, so I should mirror it?
Exactly. So the more natural answer is, yes, I was studying.
That actually sounds smoother.
It does. English conversations often follow rhythm and matching patterns.
That's something I never learned in school.
Most people don't, but it makes a huge difference.
I can see that now.
Now let's try a quick rapid fire challenge.
Oh no. Okay, let's do it.
I'll say the wrong sentence, you fix it.
All right, I'm ready.
Did you watch the game?
Did you watch the game?
Good. I was eat dinner when you called.
I was eating dinner when you called.
Excellent. Where did you went yesterday?
Where did you go yesterday?
Perfect. I did tired after work.
I was tired after work.
Amazing.
Okay, that actually felt really good.
That's because you're building automatic patterns.
Yeah, I didn't have to think too much.
Exactly, that's the goal.
Okay, can I try one?
Go for it.
Were you go to the meeting?
Nice try. What's the correction?
Did you go to the meeting?
Perfect.
Yes.
And if you got most of those right while watching, comment below, "I'm getting fluent step by step."
I love that.
Because that's exactly what's happening.
Okay, I feel like this is really helping, but I still worry about speaking fast.
That's a real concern.
Yeah, because in real conversations, everything happens quickly.
Exactly. And that's why the next part is critical.
What are we doing next?
We're going deeper into how to think in real time, so you don't freeze, panic, or mix structures when speaking fast.
Oh wow, I need that.
And we're also going to reveal a simple mental shortcut that can save you in conversations instantly.
A shortcut? I like the sound of that.
Everyone does, but almost no one teaches it this way.
Okay, now I'm really curious.
Good, because this next part might completely change how you speak under pressure.
Let's go.
All right, now we're entering the part that separates understanding English from actually speaking it fluently in real time.
Yes, this is exactly what I struggle with.
And you're not alone. Most learners know the rules, But when they start speaking fast, everything mixes together.
That's literally me. My brain just goes blank.
Or worse, it goes into panic mode and starts combining everything. Did you went, were you go, I was go?
Stop, that's too real.
Good, because if you recognize the problem, you can fix it.
Okay, so how do we stay calm and correct while speaking?
I'm going to give you a powerful mental shortcut, something simple you can use instantly in conversation.
Okay, I'm ready.
Whenever you speak in the past, ask yourself just one question. Am I talking about an action or a state?
That's it?
That's it.
That feels almost too simple.
Simple works under pressure. Complicated fails.
That's true.
Let's test it. Imagine someone asks you, "How was your day?"
Okay.
Now quickly, is your answer going to describe actions or states?
Probably both?
Good. So you can say, "I was really tired, but I finished my work."
Was for tired, finished for action.
Exactly. You're separating them naturally.
That actually feels manageable.
Now let's simulate a fast conversation.
Okay, I'm nervous already.
Don't think too much, just respond.
All right.
What did you do this morning?
I was wake up early and I did go to work.
Perfect example. That's exactly what happens in real life.
Yeah, I can hear the mistakes now.
So let's fix it using the shortcut.
Okay,
Action or state, waking up.
action.
So,
I woke up early.
good. Next, going to work.
Action again.
So,
I went to work.
perfect. Now say the full sentence.
I woke up early and went to work.
Clean, natural, fluent.
Wow, that actually worked.
Of course it did, because you simplified your thinking.
Okay, I like this method.
Now let's add pressure.
Oh no.
Faster this time. Why didn't you answer my call?
I didn't answer because I was asleep.
Good. Real mistake again.
Yeah, that felt natural but wrong.
Fix it.
I didn't answer because I was sleeping.
Perfect.
Okay, I'm starting to trust this process.
Good. Because fluency is not about perfection, it's about recovery.
Recovery?
Yes. Even if you make a mistake, you correct it quickly and continue.
So it's okay to mess up?
Absolutely. Native speakers do it too.
That actually takes a lot of pressure off.
And here's something important for you watching. Do you stop speaking when you make a mistake, or do you keep going?
I usually stop and then I feel embarrassed.
That's the biggest habit you need to break.
Really?
Yes, because stopping kills your fluency more than mistakes do.
Wow, I never thought about it like that.
So from today, your rule is simple. Keep speaking. Fix as you go.
That's powerful.
Now let's go even deeper.
There's more?
Always.
Okay.
There's a hidden pattern that fluent speakers use without thinking.
Hidden?
Yes, they group time expressions with the correct structure automatically.
Wait, what does that mean?
Listen carefully. Yesterday, usually simple past. At that moment, often past continuous.
Oh.
So if you say, yesterday I was go, your brain should feel something is off.
Because yesterday usually goes with went.
Exactly.
That's actually a really helpful clue.
It is. These small signals guide your speech.
Okay, this is starting to feel like a system instead of random rules.
That's the goal.
Can we try one more?
Of course.
At that moment, I did watch TV.
What's the issue?
At that moment, ongoing action. So,
Go ahead.
at that moment, I was watching TV.
Perfect.
Yes, that felt good.
And if you're watching and that clicked for you, comment, I can feel the difference now.
I love that because I actually can.
That's when learning becomes real.
Okay, but I have a question.
Go ahead.
What if I forget everything in a real conversation?
Then use the simplest version.
Simplest?
Yes. When in doubt, use simple past. I went, I saw, I did.
So don't overcomplicate.
Exactly. Simplicity builds fluency.
That's actually really reassuring.
Good, because the final part of this episode is where everything comes together.
What are we doing next?
We're going to recap everything, but more importantly, show you how to turn this into a daily speaking habit.
Oh, I need that.
And we're also going to give you a challenge that can completely transform your English if you actually do it.
A challenge?
Yes, simple but powerful.
Okay, I'm excited.
Good, because this last part is where most people either improve or stay the same.
I don't want to stay the same.
Then stay with us, because we're about to lock this in for good.
Let's finish strong.
All right, before we wrap everything together, I want you to pause for a second and think about this. What's one sentence you've said in the past week that you now realize might be wrong?
Oh wow, that's a good question. I think I've said I didn't went to work at least twice.
Perfect example. And now?
Now I'd say I didn't go to work.
Exactly. That right there, that small correction, is what transforms your English.
It's crazy how such a small change makes such a big difference.
And that's the key lesson from today. Fluency isn't about big, complicated grammar. It's about small patterns used correctly again and again.
Okay, I feel like everything is starting to come together.
Good.
Let's lock it in clearly so you can actually use this after the video.
Yes, please.
First, when you use did, always go back to the base verb.
So, did you go? I didn't go, not went.
Exactly. No double past.
That one is going to stay in my brain forever now.
Good. Second, use was, were for states or conditions.
Like, I was tired, they were happy.
Perfect. Third, use was, were plus ing for actions in progress.
I was watching TV, they were playing.
Exactly. And fourth, always ask yourself, action or state?
That's the shortcut.
That's your anchor in real conversations.
Okay, this actually feels simple now.
It is simple when you understand it the right way.
I wish I learned it like this earlier.
Most people do, but the good news is now you know.
And now I can actually use it.
Exactly. But here's the truth. Understanding this once is not enough.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
If you don't practice it, your old habits will come back.
That's a little scary, but also motivating.
Good, because now I'm going to give you a simple challenge.
Okay, I'm ready.
For the next 24 hours, every time you speak English, even just one sentence, pause for half a second and ask, action or state?
That's it?
That's it.
That feels doable.
And here's the powerful part. You don't need to speak perfectly. You just need to be aware.
Awareness first, fluency later.
Exactly.
I like that a lot.
And if you're watching this right now, I want you to commit to this challenge.
Yes, don't just watch, actually do it.
Comment below, 24-hour challenge accepted.
I'm definitely doing that.
Because when you say it publicly, you're more likely to follow through.
That's true. I don't want to break my own promise.
And here's something else. If you found this helpful, share this video with a friend who struggles with past tense.
Oh yes, I already know a few people.
Because teaching someone else will make this even stronger in your mind. That's actually a really good idea. And of course, if you want more lessons like this, make sure you subscribe to Talk Easy Daily.
Yes, because this didn't feel like a boring lesson at all.
That's the goal. Real English, real conversations, real improvement.
I feel like I learned more in this conversation than in hours of studying.
And that's just the beginning.
Wait, there's more?
Always more. In the next episode, we're going to explore something that confuses almost every learner.
Now I'm curious.
The difference between have been, had been, and was.
Oh no, that already sounds confusing.
It is, until it's not.
Okay, now I have to watch the next one.
Exactly. That's your next step.
All right, I'm in.
And remember, don't aim for perfection. Aim for progress.
That line hits different.
It should, because every correct sentence you speak is a step forward.
And every mistake is just part of learning.
Exactly.
Okay, I think we're ready to wrap up.
Let's do it.
Thank you for being here with us on Talk Easy Daily.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, and we'll see you in the next episode.
See you next time.